one of the things that gives you such a clue here on the West Coast and in Washington State as to how important these races are, you can always tell by how unhinged the PAC spending is. Like, how unhinged are the PAC mailers? And when it comes to these particular races, where you have the people that I'm supporting, I think a lot of you are supporting, they are by any reasonable standard moderates. Kevin Schilling is a moderate Democrat. Michelle Caldier is a moderate Republican. Chad Magandans is a moderate Republican by any legitimate, reasonable standard. But according to a political action committee called New Direction, all of them are MAGA Trump supporting extremists. Yes, even Kevin Schilling, the lifelong Democrat, is a MAGA man. So this New Direction PAC has been putting out these mailers. And these are the mailers that they're targeting at like swing voters or like soft Democrats. So remember, PACs have all this information on you, whether you like it or not. And they know by the name in the household, are you a hard, reliable D, hard, reliable R, or are you squishy and somewhere in the middle? If you're squishy and somewhere in the middle and you're in one of these districts, you probably got one of these mailers. And they're just hilariously bad. First of all, can we start by talking about the Chad Magandans one? Chad Magandans tried to work for Trump. Now he wants you to hire him to the state Senate. They put a Trump wig on Chad Magandans. And actually, that's a really good edit job.
Well, I mean, it's a very blonde wig.
Yeah, well, a little more orangish yellow. Yes. Yeah. And Chad already has great hair, so how dare they cover it up,
Rude.
Honestly. But they put the guy, they photoshopped a Trump wig on him. And then poor Michelle Caldier, apparently this was some outfit that she wore to like a derby horse race thing. It was like a pretty yellow floppy hat and this pretty yellow dress. I think they believe it makes her look like highfalutin. So they're using this in every attack ad against her. And they put her there next to Donald Trump, photoshopped her there and called her Ultra MAGA.
As if they're best buddies that go to the derby together.
Poor Michelle Caldier. And then you've got poor Kevin Schilling, who's a Democrat who doesn't even like Trump.
And like a bobblehead,
I don't even know. And he's in a car. What is that? And they call him a MAGA man. And this New Direction PAC is just hoping that voters are so helplessly TDFs that they'll just see these and be like, oh my God, I can't vote for these individuals, even if by no stretch are these like MAGA Republicans in any form or fashion. But here's the interesting thing with Michelle Caldier's race. So I think that's the one that she has the most likelihood of all those races I went through to flip it and to win. I think that's fair based on her performance in the primary. And she's also, she's a sitting state representative in that district. She's very popular. And so I think they're very, very worried about this race. So this dishonest political action committee, how would you know this if not for us, So they are not only sending out these ultra MAGA mailers with her on it to the kind of squishy independents, squishy Democrats, but they're also pushing out a television ad and video ads online targeted at actual MAGA Republicans. So watch this ad that New Direction PAC put out about Michelle Caldier.
Watch out, Washington. There is a rhino on the loose. No, not that kind of rhino. Michelle Caldier, a Republican in name only. Caldier lashed out against Trump and his agenda to make Washington great again. She took sides against the Pierce County GOP and abandoned the Republican caucus in Olympia. Caldier even refused to join Jesse Young's efforts to end abortion. No more rhinos. Don't vote for Michelle Caldier.
Poor Michelle. And she's just the nicest person. So now you have this same PAC spending money to paint her as a MAGA Republican and spending money to paint her as a fake rhino Republican, because again, they are hoping that voters are just dumb enough to believe whatever this lefty PAC serves them. And so it's just, and that tells you that she really is just a reasonable person who can think for herself. And the funders of this PAC will not be surprised. I guarantee off the top of your head, you can name three of them. Washington Education Association, for sure. The SEIU, big funder of this, healthcare, and one of the healthcare unions as well. So it's just obvious. Washington Federation of State Employees, Washington Education Association, SEIU, just ridiculous. So they don't want, what they want is an income tax. And what they want is to be able to push through anything that pops in the head of progressives in Olympia And so whether it's a Democrat that would stand in the way of that, a moderate Democrat or a moderate Republican or any Republican that would stand in the way of that, they cannot allow that. They cannot allow for any sort of dissent. So I think that just shows you how absolutely, we've discussed this a million times before, PAC spending, really no matter who it's from, tends to be on the side of dishonesty, and they can operate independent of the campaigns. And so that way candidates have plausible deniability, and they can say, well, I didn't say that. That's coming from a PAC, and by law, I'm not allowed to work with a political action committee. So whatever they do, I have nothing to do with that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah, okay. And so the PACs just go totally unhinged. So what do we say about the mailers again? Straight in the trash. Nicole even did that. Nicole did it without even saying, straight in the trash. Well, recycling. Let's do our part for the environment and recycle it, even though I think that recycling just goes in the same bin as the garbage and heads to China anyway, but I digress. So poor Michelle Caldier. But that Chad Mogendod's one with the wig is really, really something to behold.